Shalom, 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 peace and greetings to my brothers and sisters of the nation of Israel, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the Israelites that the Bible speaks of, who have been scattered worldwide due to our disobedience. Greetings, welcome. And before we get started, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Yahweh being the Heavenly Father, Yahushai being the Son who the world calls Christ in the Paleo Hebrew. But nonetheless, welcome my brothers and sisters. Because of his strength, sacrifice, and example, we are all able to be here today to be edified and uplifted in the spirit. This is going to be a little quick lesson, or a quick message, I would rather say that. But this is dedicated to the parents, you fathers most importantly, but you mothers as well. When you read the book of Ecclesiastes, or Sirach, chapter 7, verse 25, it's a message that's spoken of in that verse. That's something key within our nation that a lot of our people really don't take heed to or understand or even think about. When it comes down to marriage, especially of our kids, that's what I'm going into. Marriage involving our kids, most importantly our daughters, specifically our daughters. When it comes down to who they should marry, when they should get married, all these things should stem from the parents. But of course, being here in Babylon the Great, or being under the influence of Babylon the Great throughout the world, we have been taught, and it has been instilled in us for quite some time, to do what? Go out and find our own mate, whatever it may be, you know what I'm saying? Especially today, the women, they go out and look for men to try to be husband to or wife to, if they even looking for men. You know how confusing this world is, but nonetheless, our kids they leave the house and they go out into the world trying to find somebody to be with, rather than the man or the husband actually finding the wife or finding the daughter to wife. But I'm gonna just go into the verse right quick. It's Sirach or Ecclesiastes in the Apocrypha, chapter 7, verse 25. It says, "Marry thy daughter, and so shalt thou have performed a weighty matter, but give her to a man of understanding." To a man of understanding. Once again, I'm going to repeat that. Give her to a man of understanding. It didn't say anything about looks. It didn't say anything about money. It didn't say anything about how somebody feels. To be honest, you really don't read about women actually having a say-so in it, to be honest. It was between the fathers or the men of the family. When you read the Bible, and it actually makes sense, because when you get to today's time, and I know a lot of you sisters who are listening, even some of you brothers, when you listening to this, you have a real westernized mindset. And you would be like, nah, that ain't right, man. She should be able to marry whoever she deems necessary, or who she wants to. Based off of how you were raised in a wicked society. Because this world will put all those narratives in your head from the time you're a child to the time you're an adult to the time that you're gone. Think about it. You always hear the women or the sisters say, from a child, she's always wanted to be that Cinderella. Looking for that Prince Charming. Why? Because that was the narrative pushed in your head from a child. Waiting on that Prince Charming to come sweep you off your feet or put that glass slip on your foot. But those are all movie illustrations, stories. But according to our heritage as a nation of people, as Israelites, as God's chosen, we did no such things. The fathers or the men of the family made arranged marriages. And they gave those men or gave those daughters to men of understanding. it was already arranged in a lot of situations, a lot of cases where the woman was being raised to be a wife. Today, that's not being done. That's the furthest thing from being done. The daughters today are being taught to be everything but a wife, you know, to be another man, to try to outdo the man, to try to talk down on the man. Like I said before, they're being taught today to be everything but a wife. And this society promotes that.
NK music
in an illusion, so to speak, but it happens, you know. That's why the Bible says, give not thy strength to women, because this society that we live in gives the strength to the woman, or at least attempts to, you know, if we put ourselves in those situations. But nonetheless, getting back to the point, reading that again, Sirach chapter 7 verse 25, it says, marry thy daughter, and so shalt thou have performed a weighty matter, but give her to a man of understanding. I read that again because, once again, if you send your daughter out there into the world, 9 times out of 10, she's going out there to seek a husband from some fictional character that she done seen on TV. I want a man that's tall. I want a man that's muscular. I want a man that has a mighty beard, or I want a man that has a 6-figure income. I want a man that drives a fancy car, or I want a man that has tattoos everywhere. What the hell does that have to do with you or that man being a man of understanding? All of those are physical attributes that do not make up a husband. All of those things do not say that a man will take care of you, that a man will guide you, that a man will lead, protect you, put a roof over your head. None of those things satisfy anything that's real in reality. Or, what's the word I'm looking for? None of those things classify a man to be a husband because he's tall, or he's short, or he's stocky, or he's built, or, you know, he works out. None of those things classify a man to be a husband, nor a father. But these are the things that our women are associated with, or they chase after and look for in a man in order to make, or say, yeah, I'll marry him, or that's my husband, where they'll be willing to respect him. No. Those are falsehoods. You know, those things, I ain't gonna say falsehoods, but they're not contributing factors to what actually makes up a husband, a good husband, or a man. You know, because you can have all the money in the world, but do what? Be disrespectful to his wife, to his women, to his people, to his family. You know, he can be built, have muscle, but when he putting hands on you, or he's a man that can't control his temper, then what? He can have a mighty beard on his face. He can have the fringes on. But if he ain't keeping the commandments, hey, if he ain't willing to read or ain't willing to teach and uplift his family, what good is that? If he ain't willing to go to work, whether for himself or for his family, hey, how is that a good husband or a good father in the future? Just because he pays bills, and that does not make him a good husband or a good father. Understand these things, because it takes more than just paying a bill to be a father or a husband. You're gonna have to be able to deal in difficult situations, even in easy situations. You're gonna have to be able to think, plan, strategize, you know, be able to move forward at all times. A lot of these women want boys, and that's why it's up to the husband, up to the father, to actually marry his daughter to a man of understanding. Understand that. It's up to the father to marry his daughter to a man of understanding. Now, if the father has passed, you know, and it ain't no righteous uncles or whatnot, or any men in your family, hey, it's somebody that you know, especially being in this truth, that has some understanding that you can actually lean upon, as well as your mother.
NK music on the track.
But you're supposed to marry that daughter to a man of understanding, a man that's gonna stand up and keep these commandments and fight for these commandments. You don't want to just get with somebody just because they make money. That's foolish and simple as hell. You know? But this is one verse in particular that a lot of our people don't think about. The mindset of the people in Babylon who are under the influence of Babylon, because Babylon is actually a system. But everybody who's under that system, for the majority,
NK music
believe in let the woman or let the daughter and the man go out there and just meet whoever and marry and settle down and have a family. That's foolish. Simple-minded when you actually think about it. To just let somebody go out there into the world and meet anybody and just decide one day, you know what? Hey, it is what it is. I'm gonna go ahead and marry this. It makes no sense. They don't even know, when you think about it, our children today growing up, they have no idea as to how to prove an individual worthy or not to be married to. They have no idea. And then in the thought of getting married, they don't even know their roles or their jobs to be fulfilled within the marriage. A lot of them do it just because it's the thing to do, just like a lot of our people celebrate these pagan holidays with no understanding, just because it's the thing to do. Been doing it all your life, you know. And another thing, a lot of people will say the commandments are done away with. If the commandments are done away with, then why are you getting married? I just want to throw that out there. If the commandments of God are done away with, according to everybody's mindset in Babylon who want to continue to do wickedness, then why are you getting married? Because that's a commandment in the Bible that tells you to get married in several different places. So if you're getting married, you might as well do it the right way. Do it the way that the Most High actually commanded you to do so. And it starts with the parents. Not letting your child just go out there and think that they know what love is, because they going out there off of a lustful feeling or emotion and committing acts that will end up damaging them in the long run. You know, not knowing who they are, not knowing what they're up against in this world, or the partner that they're choosing or committing to. You know, because the daughter today, for some odd reason, our daughters think that they have the right. No, the man is marrying you, or you're marrying the man. I put it this way: you married to him. You become one flesh, but he is the head. So the husband finds the wife.
NK music on the track.
And then she submits to him, and he gives her her name. They become one. He lead, and you know, he plants seed. They raise family. But this society thinks, or has promoted everything in a contrary fashion, where it's up to the woman. You got men bowing down on their knees, you know,
NK
asking, "Will you marry me?" Where you see that in the scriptures? Now, me, myself, I did that not knowing. This is way before I got into the truth. I didn't know. But now, after the fact, when my eyes were open, I realized, wow, you know, where in the Bible, where my foundation, my rock is, do I find men bowing down on their knees, asking for somebody to marry them? You don't see that. But this society pushes that agenda. But in the Bible, you won't see that.
NK music
but in
on the track.
Babylon's system or influence, we are led to believe otherwise. And think that this is how it was done even in the ancient times. You're not going to find that in none of them civilizations. The Egyptian customs, you're not going to see that. You're not going to see that in the Asian community, you're not gonna see that. The Persian meat, you're not. Even in a lot of these different nations today, you're not gonna see that custom. But in that Babylon, the land of the lost, the land of confusion, influence is powerful. But nonetheless, I'm getting away from the point. The point being, men, women, marry your daughters to a man of understanding. A man of understanding who knows that he's Israelite, who keeps the commandments, who knows his job, who knows his role. Marry your daughter to a man of understanding, not just somebody who's appealing to the eye, because those looks do fade, but those looks don't constitute anything in regard to what a man actually is or a husband is. So we have to keep those things in mind. This world, the TV, the media, the telephones, all those images, the media, the magazines, all those things, even the things that we see in school, are pushed with the idea of pushing a false narrative, a falsehood, the opposite of what to look for when looking for a husband. You know? Therefore, a majority of our marriages are broken because we went looking for the wrong things. We went looking for somebody who was just attractive and had a job. That don't constitute nothing. You know, oh man, she's bad, or he's handsome. Oh yeah, they got a job.
NK music on the track.
But when you actually spend time with them individuals, you realize, hey, they can't even read, can't do basic math, have no skills, can't control their anger, or very emotional, crazy, a thief, a liar, can't be trusted. They don't work hard at nothing. All these things come to play after
NK music on the track.
You just make decisions based on lust and looks. That's why the scriptures tell you to marry thy daughter and give her to a man of understanding, a man who understands his role as a man, and he knows her role as well, what to expect from her. He knows how to lead, how to teach, how to provide, how to protect, how to uplift and motivate, how to deal in difficult situations. You know, these are the things that we have to consider when dealing or trying to marry our daughters to a man of understanding. Because this society won't teach you that at all. It'll teach you to go in the opposite direction, like we've been going over. Teach you to do what? Go looking for a man that just has a certain look that you look for. I want a thug. Or I don't want a good guy. Or I just want a guy who exercises. Or a guy with a lot of tattoos. Foolishness. Those things do not make up a husband or a father. Those are just things that people can add to themselves. So, once again, I'm going to read that one more time for those who missed it. The book of Ecclesiasticus, or Sirach, chapter 7, verse 25. Marry thy daughter, that's a commandment. And so shalt thou have performed a weighty matter. But give her to a man of understanding. So men, marry your daughters. Don't just let them go out there and do what the hell they want to do, because 9 times out of 10 they're going to go marry some foolishness. And then end up right back at your door with 2-3 kids saying, Dad, Mom, can I stay? It didn't work out. No, you go deal and hand her off to a man of understanding that's going to keep these commandments. Otherwise, it'll be a nightmare for you, and it'll be a life of heartache and pain for her. So marry your daughters, brothers. It's your job. And marry her to a man of understanding. Not to a man that's of this world that's going to continue to lead her away from the Lord, but toward the Lord. And keep her grounded all the times of her life. So with that, I'll close up and say I hope and pray that you brothers and sisters learn something from this and continue to push in the right direction. Follow these commandments because the commandments are life. They are a light to our feet to guide us in the right direction as to where we're supposed to be traveling in. You know, follow the commandments and live. As it states in Proverbs 7:2, keep my commandments and live. When you break the commandments, you're going to live a life of chaos. If you continue to live, he might knock you out. But nonetheless, keep his commandments and live your life. Teach your family to keep the commandments and live life. But on that note, I'm your brother Ananias for A.O.I, the Awakening of Israel. And we want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua for all things, for the message, for the wisdom and knowledge, to be able to go out and teach and uplift our brothers and sisters. And shout out to you brothers and sisters who are pushing in this truth day in and day out. Continue in your walk, continue to endure all things, and whatever come your way, take it cheerfully. You know, it's built to make you stronger, or those temptations and trials you go through are built to make you stronger. So take all things cheerfully and continue to push forward toward the mark. Once again, it's been an honor, it's a privilege. Don't forsake the message. On that note, I say shalom, shalom, peace and greetings to my brothers and sisters of the nation of Israel. And we out. Shalom.